Hey guys, John Soda here, back again doing another movie review, and today we'll be reviewing Jeepers Creepers. Now, Jeepers Creepers is directed by Victor Sullivan, features Justin Long, Gina Phillips, Brandon Smith, Jonathan Breck, and Patricia Belcher. So, the plot of Jeepers Creepers is that there are these two couples. There are these couple. We follow with this couple, act just one couple. This one couple is like they're driving on their way home from college, but then once they're on their way there, they find a person or a person doing something freaky, like doing something really psycho, like putting dead bodies in body bags in a underground, like in like this like pipe underground. Actually, like he puts them through this pipe and he takes them underground, and so they're just really freaked out about it. And then like they decide to check it out. Like they just decide to check out the they just decide to check it out. And then from there they just I think the boy goes in there. um, Excuse me. So the boy Derry goes in there and he decides he's what he sees down there is a whole bunch of dead bodies everywhere. Like literally everywhere it's infested with dead bodies all around it. There's dead bodies hanging, dead bodies on the floor. They're on the I they're on the sides too. Like they're not hanging, but they're like on the side, like hanging on the side, I think. So yeah, he's just seeing a whole bunch of dead bodies, and he's really freaked out about it. Like he gets really freaked out about it, and like some of these dead bodies don't even have body bags. Like you can even see how much they've been eaten up and how much they've been killed and all of that. Yeah, how much they've been slaughtered. So yeah, and then yeah, so from there he just barely leaves the place, and then he's from the whole movie he's just very scared on what he saw. And so from there Trish and Derry just try to go on their way home. And then from there they're just always being chased by this thing, by the person that was putting the dead bodies in there, that killed all those people. It's not a person actually. Like they see that it is not a person. It is a monster. It is not even a monster. It's a monster actually. Yeah, but there's a more to it than that. There's a lot more to it, to it being a monster. Um, so yeah, what else was I saying? Yeah, so like they call it the creep. Well, they don't call it the creep, but like that's supposed to be the name of this thing, is the creep. So the creep. So yeah, they just find themselves being chased by the creep a lot, like on their way home, and like they're being hunted by him. They're trying to kill him, and you find out that the creep goes after the people that are most afraid of him. That's the people he mostly goes after, are just the ones that are the most afraid of him, because um, if when they're most afraid, that's when they taste more good actually. So kind of like Pennywise a bit. So yeah. And then from there, they get really freaked out about it, and they try to report it. They try to report it, and like yeah, and then like they're even getting called by this like girl, by this old lady who knows about the creep and all that. Like, she knows all about the creep, that what the creep does, like the creep song too. Like there's this song that plays once, as soon as it plays, the creep is gonna come and get you. So yeah. So yeah, and that old lady is just trying to like accompany, like try to protect them and trying to tell them like all the stuff that the creep does and all of that, and like it's just like there to be like, please, like it's just there to like tell them to be aware and to just protect them. So yeah. What else was I saying? So yeah, and I think that's the whole plot of Jeepers Creepers. Is just them just being hunted by the creep. Now, do I like Jeepers Creepers? Yeah, I like Jeepers Creepers. This is a pretty good movie actually. But it's not amazing at all. It's not a masterpiece at all. Actually, that's not a masterpiece by any means necessary. But this movie's it's scary actually. This movie's scary actually. But at times this movie does get just a little bit funny than scary at a bit of times, because like that one scene where they were trying to run over the creep, where Trish and Derry were trying to run over the creep, and the creep was just running on top of the car, like he was just like jumping on top of the car and running across it, and just like landing perfect, and just doing that over and over again. Like I thought that scene was just more funny than scary actually. So yeah, but like yeah, just this movie just gets a lot more funny than scary. Just only a little bit though, but a lot of this movie is pretty scary actually. Like this movie actually does creep me out at times. Yeah, like the scene with where Derry's like looking at the dead bodies underground. That scene was actually pretty scary, and the way the creep looks is fucking scary. Like literally the makeup work they used on the creep, like the makeup work, like the way they made him look, his wings, how he eats people, like he eats people's eyes and like makes them his own. That's just fucking creepy right there. Yeah, he's just very creepy. He's like one of the creepiest horror things ever, actually. So yeah, the creep is just fucking creepy. Like he literally creeps me out so much, and he even like has these like things, like these like I don't know what they're called, but once he does that, it makes him look. It makes him like like it's this whole thing around him. Like I don't know what it's called, but it's kind of like what some fish have. But that when he does that, that just looks very creepy, and his teeth just yeah, like him flying all the time, is just really creepy. And the song too that plays whenever he's around is fucking creepy. Yeah. Is there anything else I should say about the creep? Yeah, he's just very fucking creepy. Let me think. Is there anything else I should say about the creep? Yeah, I thought they used some really creative makeup work with him. Like they were very creative with the makeup work. Let me think. Yeah, and like in the second movie, they give him a different name, but like I'll get to that once I review the second movie. What else was I saying? Yeah, just the creep. It was just a really cool villain to this movie. And then the characters weren't really all that compelling to me. They were okay. They weren't as bad as in other horror movies, such as the Friday the 13th remake that I recently reviewed. They're nowhere near as bad as that, but they're okay. They're not that compelling to me. Yeah, that's basically what mostly makes me drag this movie. But this movie's still really really scary. What was I saying? Yeah, the character of Derry. I really liked Derry. He was pretty cool. He was okay. But what I really liked about him is that he was like the most scared. Like he was a lot more scared than his girlfriend Trish was. Yeah, and like that's what makes that's and that what that he's what makes well he's what the creeper mostly wants, and that's really cool. And Justin Long did a really cool job playing Derry, like him just being afraid of the creep so much. Yeah, I really like that. Yeah, he was really cool, and I really like his relationship with Trish a lot too. Yeah, and all those scenes with him like and Trish being haunted by him were pretty scary actually, except for the driving part. What else was I saying? Yeah, and I really like that one scene where like Derry is like calling the old lady and like she's telling him like all this stuff like if you hear this song that's playing, run away because it's bad luck or something like that. And she's like, I know all about you. I know you have a tattoo in your belly and all of that. So yeah, that scene was actually really scary. I actually thought the old lady was pretty fucking scary too. Um, what else was I saying? So yeah, the Derry was pretty cool. Just all the scenes with him being afraid were cool. And like, is there anything else I should say? I think that's it about Derry. And then we get to Trish. I really liked Trish in this movie. Like she was sort of the brave one actually. I really liked her. She was scared of the creep, but nowhere near as scared as Derry is. Yeah, that was pretty cool. And I loved how she was really brave a lot. Like she would always like stand up to the creep a lot and talk to him. Like even though how scary he is, like she's still eager to talk to him. Yeah, those scenes were really cool, and I just really liked how she's never afraid to do some damage to the creep and all of that. And is there anything else? So yeah, just all the scenes with her not being afraid were really cool. Yeah. Let me think. So yeah, she was definitely a lot more tougher and more mature than Derry was. Yeah, and let me think. What else was I saying? Yeah, I think that's it. About Trish. Yeah. And then we get to the old lady to this movie. She was okay. I think she gave off the greatest performance in this movie. Actually, I thought she gave off the greatest performance. But besides Jonathan Breck as a creep. Yeah. What was I saying? So again, I really liked how she knew a lot about them, and like she would always like she explained that she would always get visions of what would happen in the future, and yeah, she even got visions of meeting them too. But like, I just thought that was a little weird actually. Like they never really dive like fully into it actually, but Yeah, and I just find the whole vision thing, and they bring it back in the second one, which they explain a lot more, but not as much as as much as you expected. They don't even explain it in the second one, but they do give you scenes of it though. So yeah, but I'll get to that once I talk about the second one. But yeah, just the whole vision thing, I thought was very weird. But but like the way she acted was pretty cool, and like she was really scary, and I liked how she gave exposition a lot, and she would what was I saying? And she would she would try to protect them. So yeah, those scenes were really cool. I think that's all the characters to this movie. And then we get to the settings of this movie. This movie kind of feels a bit like a road trip movie at times, only a little bit. But I thought they did a pretty good job with that actually, and I thought they did a pretty good job with the green screen and like being like in forest and like in roads, like empty roads. Those things were pretty cool actually, and I really liked how they made the creeper's home look like and his car that he drives. Yeah, those things were really cool. And I forgot to mention about that. I really liked the creeper's car that he would drive too, and he was even like trying to like damage. He was trying to like damage what's their names? Derry and Trisha's car was his car. So yeah. Yeah, the setting I thought was okay. Like they did a pretty good job actually. Let me think. Is there anything else I should say? And the actors to these movies, I thought they were all okay. I thought they were all pretty good actually. They weren't amazing. Like they didn't give off amazing performances, but they still gave off some pretty good performance. They weren't bad at all actually. Like the performance here, they weren't bad. Is there anything else I should say? The soundtrack to this movie I thought was okay actually. I thought it was okay, but the second one gave us a bit better of a soundtrack. Yeah, just the soundtrack here I thought was okay. They could have used a bit of a better soundtrack, but it was still okay to listen to. This movie did not have much comic relief in it, but whenever they would, which was very very little, I thought it worked actually. Um, and I liked the end that took place in the police station. That scene was actually really scary, actually, where it took place in the police station and the creeper was taking a bunch of officers and like he was taking Derry by, like he was like he was trying to take Derry. So yeah, those scenes that scene was pretty scary. Is there anything else I should say? The pacing to this movie I thought that the way this movie was paced could have been paced a bit better, but it did go by pretty fast to me. And like, yeah, this movie went by pretty fast to me actually. It was an hour and 30 minutes or so. It went by pretty fast, but like with timing and like cutting and all of that, could have been a bit better. Uh, Let me think. And Victor Salva, he had an okay heart with making this movie. He's an okay director, and like he has a dark past too. Like he has a really dark past that I do not want to get into. Like yeah. But like, let me think. So yeah, Victor Salva, he's okay. What else was I saying? Yeah, all the effects here I thought were fine. They were all fine. But I did think it looked a bit fake at times. Like at times when the creeper was flying around, I thought it looked a bit fake at times. Like it looked just a little bit fake at times. Like it looked a lot like effects from the 80s actually, when he would just fly around. And this movie was made in 2001, and it's like maybe make the flying sequences much better. So yeah, but other than that, all the scenes with the creep, like just around, like killing people, eating people's eyes, just yeah, those scenes were pretty good, were pretty good. Let me think. So yeah, the effects in here, they were good, but could have been better. Could have been way better actually. What else was I saying? This movie did get very suspenseful at times for me, and it did work for me. Like the suspense here, it worked for me. Let me think. Is there anything else I should say? I think that's it. I think I'll give Jeepers Creepers a B, just a solid B. So yeah, I guess that'll be the end of the review. Bye, and see you all in the next review.